and colorful if you have used our different colorful notes. Okay, so today we are talking about the respiratory system. Okay, so we need to learn about respiratory system, but firstly, let's come to this part. Okay. Okay. Turn horizontal. Okay. Respiratory, as described below, the respiratory system, first two step. Okay, no, this is not. This is. Oh yeah. Okay, this word should be replaced by okay, maybe I draw another thing. Okay, maybe I draw something to cover it. Cannot do. Okay, so this one is wrong. This one is a briefing. Oh, this one should be a briefing. Okay, briefing is involved in the first two steps. Okay, so we have the four, but the briefing is involved in the first two steps, which is briefing the ventilation. Okay, the inhalation of the oxygen. Inhalation of the oxygen. So that means the body takes in the oxygen and push out the carbon dioxide. The next one will be the external respiration. External respiration will be the gas exchange between the lung and the bloodstream. Oxygen leaves the lung and goes into the bloodstream, while carbon dioxide moves in the opposite direction. Okay. So these two is actually relate to our briefing. Okay. Whereas the other two from this number 3 and number 4 will not. This is it's not about briefing, but it's about the third and the fourth part of stage of the respiration. So inner respiration means that gas exchange between the bloodstream and the tissue shell of the carbon dioxide moved on the opposite direction. Okay. So the number 4 will be the cellular respiration, that a chemical reaction between the oxygen and carbon dioxide, carbohydrates inside the tissue cell. Okay, allow me to explain this one in detail. Okay. So we have two parts. Number 1 is that when the gas move from the outside and then into the bloodstream. So we have this is so-called the briefing. That means the air is from here into the lung. Okay, and the part is the capillary around the alveoli. Okay, will bring all the blood. Okay, will bring all the blood to our cell. Okay, so the cell by the side, okay, will also exchange the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide from the cell will diffuse in, whereas the oxygen will diffuse out to the cell, and some chemical reactions happens here to release the energy. Okay, so we have two parts. Okay, so the first part is called briefing. Okay, so I should erase this one. Okay. So the very first thing we need to know the parts of the respiratory system. Okay, we may start from the nose, number 1, and to the radix, number 2, number 3 to the trachea. Trachea is called windpipe. Can you see this is a ring, R-I-N-G, ring. Okay, and then to go to the bronchus. Later, the small branches, which is called bronchioles. And then we'll lastly and we'll come to the alveoli, which is at the end of the bronchioles. Okay, so we have the right lung and the left lung. Okay, and then we have the diaphragm. Okay. So this is all the part of the respiratory. Okay, then we should go for one by one with the function. Okay. Okay, the nose, nose. Okay, so for the nose here, we must know that the hair in our nose, we have some hair. Okay, this one we have hair to trap the dust. Okay, at the same time we have the mucus to trap the bacteria. Okay, and when you answer the question, okay, you must know that the nose also have the blood vessel to pass around before entering to your lung. Okay, these are the 3 main function of the nose. Okay. Besides that, okay, the mucus also have another thing. Okay, allow me to write something here, which to moist the air. Okay, so the air will be you'll not be so dry. Okay, and then we have to come to the windpipe, which is this part. Okay, windpipe. So this windpipe is and we have another name which is called trachea. So it's around 10 long and 1.5 meter, for example. This is 10 cm, and then this is the 10 cm. So it's looks like this. Okay, everyone. So it's rigid one. Okay, and you cannot close the C. Okay, for example, let me draw something for you to have an idea. It means that, okay, you can see this one. This is let me draw this one. This is a C. Okay, if you apply some of the pressure here, this windpipe will not. Okay. Will not. Oh no, this one cannot do this. Okay. This windpipe will not become they will not change their shape. You see? And you apply some more pressure, and this windpipe will not close one. Okay? Okay. Don't worry for that, because the trachea is designed to be rigid. Okay. So next, then we come to the explanation of this inner how to say, the inner wall, the inner lining of the windpipe. Okay. Two types of cell here, which is called mucus. Okay, ciliated. We have a cilial epithelia cells, and then this one is mucus cells. Okay, and you may find in some diagram you have this one. Obviously, the question would like you to learn about this is actually nucleus. This is actually membrane. And then this is the cytoplasma. Okay. For this yellow color here is a ciliary cell with a tiny hair. You see the move mucus out of your lung. This is the tiny hair. Okay. It can pass everything, you know. If you have this dust particle here, all these four, they will move to and flow means that to and flow. Left and right, then they pass through this ball. They will pass this one into here. And then again into here and pass out of the body. Can you see? So they will move one. Okay, this to and fro is two side lah. Okay, but the dust particle will be moved out of the body. Okay, so another thing is the mucus cell. Okay, the mucus cell will make mucus. Okay, the mucus is released on the cell to trap the dirt and especially the bacteria. The bacteria. Okay, so this is what happens in our inner wall, so that to protect our breathing system. And we have this. We need to learn about the chest movement in the inhalation and the exhalation. When inhale, actually the volume, the size, can you see the volume of the lung become larger, increase, and the pressure decrease, so that it create a imbalance between the lung and the outside. Okay, so this will allow the air to flow in through the lung. Okay, but you know that it's not like that. This one is to go through the trachea, the bronchus, and the bronchioles, and lastly to the alveoli. Okay, so how to create the volume larger and the pressure lower? Firstly, you need to know that the chest will expand. Okay, how they expand? This is the outer intercostal muscle will contract and move out. Okay, the ribs also will move out. Okay, this is move out. Okay, and the diaphragm muscle, this one will contract. Yeah, contract here, the words there. Will contract. So all this will try to extend. Okay, to expand. Okay, and this one also the same. So the keyword for this one is let me write all the words. External intercostal. Okay, this is too big. Muscle contract. Okay, the ribs move up. Sorry, moves up. Diaphragm contracts and become down and flatten. So this one will become flatten. Okay. Flatten. Okay. And then the volume will increase and the air move in. So lastly, the air move. Oh, air move in. Air move in. Okay. For this inhalation, we can also call this as inspiration. Inspiration. And then this one also call it as expiration. Okay. So this one, the chest will contract and the diaphragm will relax so that this one will become a dome shape. Okay, this is so-called the dome shape. Let me use another color. Dome shape. And move out. Up. Okay. And then for the chest to contract, okay, so you have the just contract how it actually done. Okay, this is by the external, that's not the thing. External intercostal muscle. This one will relax, number one. Number two, the ribs will move down. And then diaphragm muscle, this one is relaxed. And then lastly, the volume down. And pressure up. Okay, so the air will move out. Air out. Okay, this is the whole thing happen in our respiration, the breathing. Okay. The amount of the air breathed in and out at rest is called the tidal volume, which is about 500 cm³ in humans. The maximum amount of the air that can be breathed in and out is called the vital capacity. In human adult, the vital capacity may reach about 4,000 cm³. 4,000 cm³. So from the books, we know that, okay, this is the air passage, okay. which is the air will move, the oxygen will move from there. Okay, and then the air in the alveoli will pass through into the expand by the heart, and the oxygen gas here will be sent throughout the whole body. Okay. So what's happened here? Actually, if this is a one alveoli, okay, allow me to draw an alveoli with one capillary. Okay. So there are some keywords that we need to know. Okay, which is this alveoli is actually very thin wall. Usually you have only one layer of one cell layer. Okay, which maybe look at this. And then we also have the capillary. Capillary we may draw in two color. Okay. The blue and the, okay. So when they come, we will try to draw it in the blue. This is the capillary, and then we'll draw it as a red color. So when we breathe in, actually we have a lot of the oxygen here. Oxygen will be here around here. O2, 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 O2. So plenty of O2 as compared to the capillary. And then we'll move around it and then go up from here. Okay. We'll go out from here. Okay. This the water coming in will be deoxygenated. Deoxygenated means there has the low content of oxygen. Okay. So there are more oxygen here, so the oxygen will diffuse in. Okay. To the bloodstream, and this is deoxygenated blood have the high content of the CO2, 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 CO2. Can you see? This CO2 is very high concentrated. So, and we have the low concentration in the air breathing in. So this so-called this CO2 will also diffuse into the alveoli. Okay. After this process, this capillary will now be high concentration of the O2. O2, 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 O2. Okay. This O2 is not floating in the capillary, but actually this O2 will be transported by the red blood cell. Red blood cell has a special adaptation, which is they don't have the nucleus. Okay, and so that they can have the maximum capacity of transport the oxygen. Okay, so inside this red blood cell, you have something which is very special. It's called hemoglobin, which the oxygen will combine to make the oxyhemoglobin, which is in the bright red color. Okay, so that to send throughout the whole body, and then now the blood coming out is called oxygenated blood. Okay, then the one coming in is called deoxygenated blood. Okay, so okay, so we need to learn this one because this is the main thing that always come out in our exam. Okay, so this is okay. We have some keywords to know. The feature of this one, we have the one cell thick. The other one will be slightly moisture. And then constant move of bloodstream. Okay, so if you want a more complete note, you can always look for the different colorful notes, okay, which is available on Shopee and Facebook. Okay, this is Mr. Handy Clement. Okay, so we have two types of the respiration, okay, which one is called aerobic respiration and the other one is anaerobic respiration. This anaerobic respiration have a lot of energy produced, lots of energy. This is a large amount, lot of energy. Large amount, okay, and then this energy is slightly smaller, okay. So for the aerobic respiration, we need to have glucose, which is the carbohydrate from our food. And the oxygen from our, just now what we learned about from our briefing. And we are going to use this to produce a lot of energy. The energy should look like this one. I think so, right? I want to draw it as a energy. Yes, this is energy. This is a lot of energy. And there are some side product, which is the carbon dioxide, CO2, and the water, H2O. Okay, so this carbon, this is also carbon, you know, C6H12O6. This is a high energy carbon, and after release, the energy will become a low energy CO2. So this is O2. Okay. Next, we have the anaerobic respiration, which is we are using only glucose because this happens because as the body cannot get enough oxygen, so we still need more energy. For example, when you sprint, you try to run very fast or escape from the wild animals. Okay, you cannot breathe more than you cannot breathe. I mean, you cannot get more oxygen than what you breathe. So, however, you still need the energy, then you just use the glucose, and through the process of anaerobic oxygen respiration, you will get some energy here, which is small amount, but with the side product of lactic acid, it will make you feel like fatigue. Okay, this one we will be learning in the year 10 and year 11 IGCSE okay, syllabus. Okay, the last part for today will be some smoking and the health disease, okay, and disease. Okay, so if you like smoke or somebody likes smoke, okay, we have inside, we have some chemicals, okay, which is which will make you addictive. Okay, so there are some of the other effects on the smoking. Number one is the audio, the smell. Number two is the vision problem, the cataract. Number three is a gum disease. You'll have a yellow teeth, and then some cancer. Okay, and long cough. Yes, a long cough. A leaks or lung cancer. You have type 2 diabetes. Okay, and then you have the heart disease, stroke, lack of appetite, inability to taste the food, infertility, erectile dysfunction, weakened immune system, blood clot, and prematurely aging skin. Okay, for this cough, the chemical, because they come in, okay, they come in and touch with the plastic lining. So the dust particle, for the normal person, the dust particle will be trapped by the mucus and move up to the throat by the beating of the microscopic hair, the ciliary hair. That's how you see here, the through and flow, or the beating. The small amount of dust and mucus are then swallowed. Okay. In the smoker's respiration, the cilia here, the cilia is stopped beating. Why? Because you can say it's burned by the chemical already. All these cilia for the cell, initially you have the small hair, but this hair is being burned away. Yes. So we shorter and shorter. Yeah, some have more already. You see? So there will be no movement, no small hand, so that to beat and move the particles away. And then the next of this will be the mucus. And the mucus will do more job, so that more mucus will be produced here and there. Okay, maybe just like the flooding type of the mucus. More mucus is produced, but instead of being carried out by the cilia, it is coughed out by the jet of the air. So this one, no coughing. That's to push the mucus away from the body. Okay, so this is the idea. In some chronic time, okay, some chronic bronchitis may develop. This means that the lining of the bronchi become inflamed. Inflamed means that get hurt and open to infection from the microorganism. The inflammation of these air passages make filtering more difficult, and the smoker develop a permanent cough. So the coughing causes the wall of the surface, some of the alveoli in the lung to burst. When this happens, the surface area of the lung in contact with the air is reduced. Okay, just now, there's another word to be added up here, which is the feature of this one also is enlarged surface area. Okay. And this leads to a disease called emphysema. Emphysema. Some of the cell lining of the air passage are killed by the chemical in the smoke. They are replaced by the cell below them as they divide and grow. Some of these cells may be damaged by the smoke too, and as they divide, they may form cancer cell. This is cancer because of the smoke. Okay. This cell replaced by the normal cell in the tissue around them, but they do not perform the function of the cell they replace. The cancer cell continue to divide and form a lump called tumor. Tumor. This may block the airway or breaking up and spread to other parts of the lung where the more tumor can develop. Okay. So I think this is to remind us not to smoke and not to smoke. Okay. So today we have learned about what is a part of the respiratory system, then its function, and we have learned about the ciliated epithelial cell and the mucous cells. We also know that breathing is a 2 part of 4 of all the respiration system. The other 2 will be happen in our bloodstream to the cells and release the energy. Okay, and we have learned about the movement of the chest, inhale and exhale, and what happened to our alveoli, how the process of changing, and lastly that we learned about 2 types of respiration, which is the aerobic respiration, which is our reverse of the photosynthesis. We may look with this one. Okay, and aerobic respiration. So the difference between these 2 is this gives a large amount of energy, but this one gives a small amount of energy, and then we know that the risk of the smoking. Okay, a short brief class and explanation sharing. Okay, this is Mr. Henry Clement. For more detailed notes, always look for different colorful notes. Thank you very much. See you later on 10 o'clock.